Oh dear, oh dear. I've been dreading this job. What's that?
You okay?
No, I'm psychologically in a dark place because I don't like doing DIY.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I've got to take these bloody things off as well.
Are you talking about the covers?
The covers, yeah, the mesh covers. The trouble with the mesh covers, I need to make sure this does not go in the water. Would I be better doing that? So job number one with the painting, get the lettering off. And, hang on, yeah, we're on. Yeah, I didn't know about this, but somebody who's took vinyl off said if you use a heat gun it's much easier.
Yeah.
I'm such a shame, you know, to get rid of a good name and clever graphics like this. They're pretty, aren't they? They're pleasant.
Yeah.
It's such a shame, but what can you do? You know, you can't paint round them. These things.
Walk past and say, look at that shit boat.
Yeah.
That's the commentary.
Yeah. Do you know with a boat, right? You never know with a boat DIY job whether it's going to be this and it's just over, or whether it's going to turn into a marathon.
You also don't want to feel the paint.
The thing about this vinyl, it is designed to be taken off when you repaint. That it's never going to be forever, this vinyl.
No.
We are getting a number of flies. To be honest, mate, you know the rules on this boat. Coffee is for grifters. It's not for observers, you know what I mean? No, grifters. Oh, sorry, grafters. Grafters. Yeah, people who graft get coffee. People who observe get water.
I'm burning calories just breathing. Yes. Now I can start standing if you want to do.
Well, no, finish your coffee, mate. Take another 30 seconds and then get the hell to work, man.
I do like Domino's.
I would say it's my favourite. I enjoy a Domino's more than I enjoy a fancy one in a restaurant. A proper pizza in a restaurant. I enjoy Domino's more. And I don't know why that should be. I might be a peasant. I think I'm a peasant at heart.
Right, I suppose I better sort of pretend to do something.
You're probably upstairs. I did a splodge there. I've done different bits of work, so you're probably up a bit of splodge there.
Things look like a different particular picture here. It's pretty very far. I'm very careful. Finding these ridges for some reason or other. Is that you? Where the brush strokes are, those brush marks. Or is that the people that painted the ridges? They rolled it when you used the brush.
Well, it's not brilliant.
I don't see rust anywhere.
Right.
I don't see any rust anywhere else.
I'm going to try to get my other sander. Final wipe down with white spirit before I do the actual painting. The sun is almost overhead. The metal's warm, but it's not too hot, I think. So let's crack on. Kevin's assured me that to do a good job, you know, a good surface for the paint, that you need to use white spirit. Not one to be drunk, just to point that out for the alcohol enthusiasts. Not that kind of spirit, I would imagine. Oh, and by the way, I've had to put repellent on because a bloody horsefly, I just noticed a horsefly landed on the front of my hand. How could I think I wasn't going to notice? Two washes and I'm still seeing green paint coming off. I think I need a clean sponge. Got to decide what to do with the stripe here as well. Like, in an ideal world I'd keep it because it adds a little bit of interest, like a feature to the side of the boat, to save it being a uniform slab of green. It does add visual interest, but it's going to be a right pain trying to tape it off, and God. This is where the lettering was, and I know that there was some glue where the vinyl was stuck on. Now I sort of sanded the glue away, then I've washed it a couple of times, but just in case there's any residual glue, I'm going to do a careful job with this. This is where the white spirit really does matter, helping to get rid of any glues. Anyway, let's have a look. How's that looking? There is no sign of anything, but just in case, I'm going to have one last go. Right, let's call it a day. Now, unfortunately, dropped a clanger. It's now too hot. The sun's got up and it's too hot. That is about 50 degrees. You can't keep your hand on it, it's so hot. So I've missed the chance to do the painting, at least this morning anyway. Sun's behind me, but once the sun goes ahead, goes forwards, this will be in shade. So I might try and get a coat of paint on it this afternoon. We shall see. I thought it was going to be mainly cloudy today, but it's actually turned out mainly sunny. The forecast was clouds. There's not a bloody cloud in the sky. Such is life of a painter and decorator. Nice. Okay guys, phase I don't know what. Too many is the short answer of the painting project. And what I've got, I've got masking tape. I didn't realise. That's too broad. Right, this is useless. However, cunning devil that I am, I also have frog tape, which is a bit narrower. How do you open frog tape? Okay. This looks like it's absolutely ideal. Oh my God, that is almost perfect. That is literally, it's within a millimetre. So I'm going to plant this on the top. I'm going to run this against the top line of the yellow. And the way, I haven't really got a technique, so I'm just going to sort of see if I can run it with my finger in a consistent way. Right, here's a boat, so my boat's bouncing around. Anyway, point being, it's now feasible and practical for me to preserve the yellow line. So I will. Problem is, of course, about 50 foot bloody long, isn't it? I've got to kneel really low down so that I can see if this is level. It's an awkward position for me. Not made any easier on my advanced age. Oh shit, I forgot about that at the top. I'll do that in the morning. Actually, I'll do it later. So I'm trying to do what I did to orientate the top of the tape on the top of the paint line. Let's see. Not a total success there. Yeah, I'm going to be having some trouble with this bottom one, I think, but what are you going to do? There's also a lot of duck poo on the ground, which is adding an unnecessarily ghastly spice to the experience. And in theory, the easiest part now is the one that's left, which is getting the paint on there. In theory. God, I could have done without the duck poo though, really. What a pain. But worth it. Mask off the windows. I could try and paint that, but previous experience tells me I'm not going to get a straight and even line. It's not happening. And I think I'll get that sound. Basically what I want to try and do is get everything ready, so in the morning I'll come out with a brush away any dust from overnight, and then I can crack straight on with the painting. Right. The moment of truth. Sort of. You know, I'm not prone to exaggeration. All the prep is over. Now I've got to start painting. As well as preparing the paint surface, I've got to prepare my surface. Because a horsefly literally tried to land on the back of my hand. But yeah, I've done all the prep. The moment of truth, the time to paint. Well, actually, I say that one final thing I need to do, which is to take this step off. I think these are M4 or M5 bolts. Look, that's the black stuff. Is the sealant, Sikaflex type stuff that I used around the bolts. Right, okay, so now we are ready to paint. That's it. So what I've got two potential rollers and two potential brushes. That was one recommended by Kevin, who's done this a few times, and of course who's painted houses many times. This is the one that the lady recommended in B&Q. That's the one Kevin recommended in terms of brushes, and this is just a brush I have laying around. So Kevin likes the wider brush because it's less brush strokes and, you know, therefore less work. Although it was me, actually, no, this was me, because the woman did try to suggest something slightly different to this roller, and I insisted on this one because I said I was worried about bubbles. So actually, that's not a professional's judgment. That's me interfering with a professional's judgment. This was mixed. Oh shit. This was mixed by B&Q. This paint. Right. We are ready to go. So the technique, I've been told, is that you roller and then you brush. Right, okay. Again, this is just the first coat. It's the problem I've got with this is it's an acrylic paint, which I didn't realise when I bought it. It's not a gloss, an enamel gloss, and it's also actually it's not forming. I'm not liking the way it's going on. It's sort of like a patchy effect. Not a fan of that. I think the way to do this is to do a certain area. I've even watched YouTube videos and things by proper boat painters, and the technique is they sort of go across, up and down and across like this, but it's patchy. It doesn't look great. It looks patchy. Not a fan. I'm not liking the way this is going on. Not liking it. Question is, what can I do? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try the other roller. That's not, no. Okay. You have to be flexible. You have to be prepared to change approach. So let's put that one down. And let's try this one. I think it's the paint itself, if it's anything, that is the issue. But let's try a fresh patch over here. Yeah, it's not much different. Not much different, to be honest. It's patchy, it's thin. It's not a great look. I think I'm going to have to, I actually think I'm going to have to abandon this paint. I don't think this is going to work. My original paint. Morning.
Hi, mate. Well, I was going to bring the rain, doing that, you know.
It'll give me a break, I don't mind. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a bit of brushwork up here. Now, what Kevin was saying is that you shouldn't need to brush. He said if you apply the gloss smoothly enough, you probably don't need to brush. Now, I don't know about that, but it sounds like a cracking idea if I can do it. So I've done a short section at the back, and I think I'm going to have to abandon it. I'm going to have to sand that off and start again. I'm not happy with the paint. It's an acrylic sort of, I think it's a water-based paint. It needs to be an oil-based enamel type. Yeah. Disappointing. That's what it looked like. Hardly a mark in the surface. But when you look close up here, it just doesn't look good at all. No good. Okay, before wasting any more time, I'm going to rethink and get some. Morning! Get some better paint. Right, guys, day 4 of the painting operation. I tried just to catch you up to events. I don't know if I recorded it, but I tried some acrylic gloss here, and that was with undercoat. That was 2 coats. Neither of them look good. it just didn't develop a gloss. It looked sort of satin, which is just not good enough. So so this morning I'm going to try an oil-based gloss. That was a water-based one, the acrylic one. Also the surface was like rippled, dimpled, anyway, whatever it is, stippled. No, it wasn't any of those things, but it was crap. So I'm going to go down and wash the surface again, because it's been a couple of days since I washed this, and I'm now going to use that oil-based gloss. So a quick wash just to get rid of any excess dirt or dust. If I'd posted a comment on the canal forum, I probably would have been told within minutes, don't use an acrylic paint. See how hot that feels. That feels pretty damn hot. This could be a nuisance now, because it's now 10 o'clock. I should have done this at 8. That would have been the sensible thing to do, because now you can see by the steam, I think, coming off. That surface may be too hot to hold the paint properly, and I might have to wait until this afternoon when the sun goes behind the boat on the other side of the boat. There's a local professional DIY place in Milton Keynes called Brewers that Kevin put me onto, and they managed to find a colour matched gloss for me, an oil based one. So I'm much more confident that I can get this done. Right guys, well, phase 5, anyway, whatever it is, of the preparation. I washed this down, I sanded it and washed it, and I'm not happy with that surface. I can still see minor imperfections in it. So I think where I put the acrylic paint on, and I think the only answer is to get that off and get back to this original. So I'm going to have to basically sand down this bit, then I'm going to have to wash again to get rid of all the excess dust, and then finally I can start the painting. But before I do that, I'm just going to warn the guys in the boat next door that I'm going to be making a noise, but it won't last for too long. Sometimes when someone gets going with a grinder, they're at it all day. So I think I'll just give them a quick knock and just let them know there will be some, but it won't last too long. I'm sorry to disturb you. I just wanted to let you know I'm in the middle of painting a boat at the moment, so I've got to do some grinding.
Oh, we're going. We just stop for coffee.
But I was going to say, it won't be long anyway, so if you hear the grinder, don't panic, it won't be all day.
No, we're going up to the
Right. Lovely old lady. Right, okay. Blimey, will this never end? I'm going to get the sander out, because I think this thing is a little bit too violent. The flap disc was too harsh. It was going through to the primer just too easily. I could barely touch it. I couldn't really control how much paint was coming off. So I've got to forget about doing it the sort of easy way with minimal labour, as I like to try and do, and I've got to use this thing instead, which will take a lot longer, but I can control what paint comes off. So let's crack on, I guess. Oh, haven't switched the mains on. Brilliant. do the honours. All over the bloody place. Neck area, back of head, hair perhaps. Basically the idea is put the bastard off its lunch. Anyway, enough jabber. Let's go.